Hello everyone. My name is Rida Abu Gamil. My presentation today about strategic planning for for financing and operating a new building material company in the Saudi Arabia construction market. And this presentation is related to California Intercontinental University doctor program under the supervision of the module leader, Dr. Levita Bassett. So the agenda of the presentation is about introduction of the case, which include financing sources that include internal sources, external sources, personal sources, and operation planning, and conclusion and references. The introduction of the case. So our company owners has decided to establish and start up a local construction building materials in Saudi market, which the new company is planning to be a local distributor for German materials of a well-known German company. The purpose of that is for two reasons. First, to serve our construction company. To feed our construction company for the needed materials. And second is to penetrate the Saudi market and to open a new line for business for us. Therefore, I have been asked to prepare both financial and operational plans for this company. Although I am a civil engineer, but I have been asked to do this job because I am studying Doctor Business Administration, which is a high level of business. So first of all, financial planning. So our type of financial sources include external sources, internal sources, and personal sources. For external financial sources, from also what I have learned from the program, it could be loan capital, which this can take several forms, but the most common are a bank loan or bank overdraft. So for a bank loan provides a longer term kind of finance for a startup, with the bank stating the fixed period over which his loan is provided, for example, 5 years. The rate of interest and the timing and amount of the repayments. The bank will usually require that the startup provides some security for the loan, of course. Although this security normally comes in the form of personal guarantees provided by the entrepreneur. So bank loans are good for financing investment in fixed assets and are generally at a lower rate of interest than a bank overdraft. However, they don't provide much flexibility in this case. Second, bank overdraft, which is a more short-term kind of finance, which is also widely used by startups and small business. An overdraft is really a loan facility, which the bank lets the business owe money. So when the bank balances goes below zero, in turn for charging a high rate of interest. As a result, an overdraft is a flexible source of finance in the sense that it is only used when needed. Bank overdrafts are excellent for helping a business handle seasonal fluctuations in cash flow or when the business runs into short-term cash flow problems. For example, a major customer fails to pay on time. So Two further loan-related sources of finance are working knowing about share capital, which outside visitors for a startup. The main source of outside external, investor in the share capital of a company is friends and family of the entrepreneur. Other related source, which is business angles, uh, are other main kind of external investors in a startup company. Business angels are professional investors who typically invest from $10,000 until $75,000. Um, the internal financial source. So the main internal source of finance for a startup are as follow. This could be personal source, which these are the most important source of finance for a startup, and in this case we deal with them in more detail in the later section for personal source. Retained profits, this is the cash that is generated by the business when it trades profitably. Another important source of finance for any business could be large or small. Share capital, this invested by the founder. The founding entrepreneur may decide to invest in the share capital of a company founded for the purpose of forming the startup. This is a common method of financing a startup. Personal financial source, as mentioned earlier, most startups make use of the personal financial arrangements for the founder. This savings and other needs eggs. An entrepreneur will often invest personal cash balances into a startup. Borrowing from friends and family, this is also common. Credit cards, this is surprisingly popular, a way of financing startup, but I believe this could be used for small business, for small scale of business, I mean. The second thing of the case, which is the operation planning. So after we identifying the source of finance, here we will start to explain the strategic operation, which also will be upon external marketing, internal marketing, and digital marketing for operation and sales. So for external marketing strategy, the marketing team here will be assigned and they receive a good training first before starting the work and going in the market share. Also, the team will be responsible for penetrating the Saudi market and open new lines for selling our products. The strategy of the team will be built on the modern theory or series of marketing, and this also will be built on the training. The second thing is the international marketing strategy. Internal marketing strategy. The internal marketing strategy will be worked parallel with the external strategy. I mean, they will be worked parallel with the external team. But here, the internal team will be focused on the companies which they already in business relation with our construction company to be easy to for dealing with these companies. Of course, they will have a company list. We will contact with them. The internal team will be based on sales with marketing from the location of the showrooms. I mean here in this point, this internal team will be they will be responsible for selling the product as well as they will deal by phones and emails to deal with the company which they already have business relation with us. Other option, which is digital marketing strategy, this will be other team or a unique team, which is a digital marketing will be based on intelligent IT team, which this team will be responsible for creating the company website. After they creating the company website, they will create, of course, our digital brochure, a list of products and promotions for the products, and they will also make. They will use the social media like Facebook and other type YouTube, something like that, to promote our products. The conclusion of the case mentioned in detail, our construction company owner has decided to open a new company for selling the building material that used in the construction industry in Saudi Arabia. This material, for example, could be finishing and decoration materials, epoxy materials for car parking paint, and so on. So I have been asked to prepare financial and operation plan. Although I am a civil engineer, but as I told before, because I am joining in the DBA program, which I consider myself in good condition in business planning, so I prepare this small case to be a nutshell for the big plan or the big business plan. So therefore, both financial and operation plan have been drawn in the case. This is the end of the presentation, and in case of any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me on my emails as ridaabuzaid@yahoo.com. Thank you for listening to my presentation.